Hi everyone, my name is Julissa Cadena. I am a fashion designer. It's something that I wanted to do since I was a little girl. I actually went to school and everything, went to school in New York, went to study abroad in Milan, Italy, and I also been a Christian my entire life. Um, but just recently, after a few years after I graduated college, I realized that all of our gifts and talents are not to glorify us, but to glorify God through us. So when I kind of like shocked me to learn that, and maybe I kind of knew it, but maybe I didn't know how to apply it in my life, or maybe I couldn't understand it well, how to glorify God with your gift and talents. And then after I learned that, I kind of got a big detour in my life, meaning that now, before I was looking to kind of put my name out there, do my fashion, do the fashion show, walk at the end and get everybody to applaud me and everything. But at the end of the day, we're really nothing without God. And being a Christian, I kind of wanted to glorify God with everything that I do. Since I was a little girl, what my first idea was being a fashion designer, and I thought about this when I was very young, was to always, whatever I sell something, to put a thread inside and kind of spread the gospel that way. But I still do that, thank God, but I knew I could do something else. And looking at the fashion industry the way it is right now, it's kind of hard for a Christian to kind of say, oh, I'm a fashion designer, but I'm also a Christian. You cannot mix the light with darkness. And the fashion industry is pretty much crazy right now. And before, I used to be so in love with all those fashion magazines, the fashion trends and everything. I want to be a statement walking down the street, and everybody to ask me where I get that stuff and be, oh, I'm the designer and everything. But at the end of the day, everybody that you meet, you want to tell them that you are a Christian. That's the whole idea of making disciples, is spreading the gospel. So when I kind of got my detour, I kind of realized, wow, I was really walking the wrong direction. And thank God he kind of opened my eyes and said, you're walking the wrong direction. I always said, I learned also that whenever you're knocking a door and it's not opening, that means God is not letting you go through it because it's the wrong way. And you have to kind of understand that. So now what I'm kind of doing is I kind of shifted my whole idea of being a fashion designer, kind of not shifted, but kind of like, how can I still be a fashion designer and also glorify God? With this industry, as crazy as it is, I mean, the girls that they present on magazines, they have no morals. They show everything. It's all about sets and everything, what they can sell. And the more they show, and the crazy makeup and the crazy hair and the loud music, and it's so, you know, being a Christian, being in the Word of God, the minute you walk in, that's not your environment. So what I've been doing now is kind of putting like little messages. I believe usually it's a talent that I have because it comes to me very easy. I don't even think too much when I do it. I just kind of start doing it. If I have the materials, I just do something and make jewelry. So what I've been doing is this necklace that I'm wearing, it's just a little wood shaped heart, and it says God is love, and on the other side it says Proverbs 31 women. So with this, I'm just pretty much spreading a nice message to the people out there, and everybody who buys something from me will also get a thread in their package. And that's something that I thank God I was able to keep, because I always wanted to do it, was to spread the word of God. I'm sorry, through that. And whoever, like if I'm shipping it overseas, if I'm shipping it throughout the U.S., everybody who gets it, whether they're Christian or not, they will get a thread, and they will kind of see that the designer that they bought that piece from is a Christian, is somebody different. And I'm so happy that I'm able to explain to you what my talents are and what I'm thinking. Since I got the detour, I have to keep my mind open. Not everything that is being designed right now should a Christian person wear. And I haven't designed any collection lately. I'm about to do so very soon for the fall, and now I'm looking forward to see how can I, after being told about my detour and saying how you have to glorify God with everything that you do, and since fashion is kind of like my thing, I'm looking forward to see what I can come up with. And now with this idea that it has to glorify God everything that I do, even if it's fashion, as hard as that could be. I'm not saying we should all walk around all covering everything, but there has to be, in the ladies, has to be some morals, the way they dress and everything, especially if you're a Christian. You cannot look like the world and try to tell people to come to Jesus. You're sending a message of confusion. So you have to be very careful about everything, everything, the way you look. You have to present the total package. If not, you're gonna send a message of confusion to the people. So that's what I've been doing. Fashion, jewelry making. I also do headbands and everything. And everybody who buys from me will get a thread is spreading the message of salvation through Jesus Christ. I also do a little writing. I have a blog. It's Julissa Designs. If you go to my website, julissadesigns.com, there's a link there for my blog and from all of my online store. I have a store on Etsy and everything. In my blog, it's very important to have a blog if you're a Christian, if you like to write on the internet, because we cannot neglect to give our testimony. We have to always give testimony of how God has worked in our life, what He's been doing in our life. That makes everybody to see the power of God and what He can do, even though you were walking in the wrong direction. And when God has brought you out from something that was going to lead you to maybe perdition or death even, God can pull you out of that. And when you realize that, you have to tell people, you have to give out your testimony. I think I love my blog. I'm now writing for a magazine. It's a worldwidechristians.org. It's also a magazine where all of the Christians write, a lot of writers that are also Christians, they go there and they write, and they have great articles. There's a link also on my website, julissadesigns.com. You can go through that and read it. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. This year I've been changing a lot. I realized that all of our gifts and talents are not to glorify us, but to glorify God through us. And everything that we do with our hands, everything that our hands produce, it has to somehow, if you're a Christian, you want to glorify God, it has to glorify God. Maybe the way you treat customers, maybe in the way you kind of like handle the money situation. If you see somebody who really wants something, they cannot afford it, but you see something in there, you may want to give them a discount. Anything, you have to be. If you're a Christian, you cannot just be a Christian outside of work. You have to go. It goes with you wherever you go. You're a walking testimony, and you always have to remember that you represent God wherever you go. So pretty much that's what I do. I also paint. I haven't done any paintings after my detour, after God told me you're going the wrong way, you have to glorify me in everything that you do. You just want to make money for yourself, you want to put your name out there. So after, I haven't painted in a long time, so all of the paintings that you might see on my website, they were done before the detour, so maybe they're not really, I was still a Christian back then, but I was walking the wrong way. So you might see, a lot of them, they're just flowers and faces and whatever, but like I said, I'm looking forward to see what else I can make with my painting, my writing, my jewelry making, my fashion. I'm looking forward to see what I can make. What has changed the most for me has been the jewelry. I now put messages in them. I want a message of salvation on them, and just kind of like spreading more and more on the internet about it, and just and looking forward now maybe making t-shirts with like gospel messages and stuff like that, but that's probably in the near future. I'm not saying God led me to work. I know He has something with me with the fashion. I'm looking for an opportunity, and it has to be. Now I know why maybe New York City hasn't given me an opportunity, because I was walking the wrong way. I was trying to be a Christian, trying to make it big in the fashion industry. That's pretty much collapsing. For a Christian person, it's collapsing because it's completely dark. You look at the makeup, you look at the magazines and the clothes, it's not Christian-like. We cannot be dressed like that. And now that I kind of been awakened and I kind of see the whole idea of, I was trying to mix dark with light, and that's wrong, and thank God I never got the opportunity. Now I see it more clearly. So